Hello, this is Sibyl Harmony. Wow. Okay, it's clear now. I don't need the glasses. I healed my eyes. This is Sibyl Harmony and Apollo. And this is a video about my communication with aliens. And I don't have a ball today. We have to go to the store and get some more balls. I don't have the other ball. He wants me to get him a ball. I don't have one. Okay, so you be a good boy. We'll go to the store in a little bit. Okay. All right, and there is the lavender orb, the spirit energy here in my videos. Some people said to put your hand through it. See if I can put my hand through it. There's a shadow. Let's see if I can. It's hard to tell because my sleeve. Let me pull my sleeve. Anyway, I don't know if I can put my hand through it. This is spiritual phenomena here. And she says she's Divine Mother, and she's been here in my videos. So very cool. All right, so this is going to be a video about part 2, my communication with aliens. And I've seen aliens also throughout my life. So what is an alien? There are different kinds of aliens. And I kind of feel like some people would have you want to be like afraid, and yeah, there's there's good and bad and everything, but let's like take it down a notch, and we're all going to be okay. They've been here for like forever. In fact, some of us are them, which is interesting. And there is government that has been hiding things, and everybody knows that. So is that getting ready to come out because of the elections? So let's look at that. Certain people, depending on what party you're in the United States, have an opinion on what's happening. But let's tune in here and let's get back to the aliens. Okay, so there are many types of species of aliens. I've seen different types. I've seen different orbs or lights in the skies. Many people have. And we all know that since the 80s, or I'm sorry, not the 80s, probably like the late 30s, and then in Roswell, or 1938 was the scare about their landing, and they're not, let me just, say that if they wanted to take us over or control us or take over humanity or something, they would have already done it. They're way more technologically advanced than we are. And so there are many groups of aliens that are here helping us. And there are some groups of aliens that are working with different parts of the government. I don't know who these people are. We'll just say it's the people in the Pentagon or people who have been doing this something military. It's not really Biden, and it's not really the incoming president if he gets in. Okay. So it's not really them. In fact, they don't really know that much about it. But we have been receiving technology. So one of the main reasons they're here is to upgrade us genetically. So you have things like abduction and, that kind of experiment or experience. And we also have had, which are less popular, visitations and kind of downloads, because how do aliens communicate with us? Telepathically. So when you get a download for new technology, a lot of times that isn't done with an alien appearing to give you the information and have a conversation with you about it, but it's more like you're going to get a download and then you'll start developing something. Okay, so they communicate with us telepathically when we're open. So they're very advanced. They don't call it probably a psychic or an intuitive or something. They just are more open to all possibility of realms, where we here on this planet are very more thick and dense and have gone from a 12 strand, or some people say even a 13 strand DNA to a double helix. So we've been downgraded on this planet. Whereas before we were more mixed with kind of, I know this sounds crazy, but if you believe it or not, that's fine. I don't, we were more, less technologically advanced, or more in other times, more technologically advanced in other ways. Like, how did they build the pyramids? How did they do certain things and have communication with otherworldly beings? And they may have been more open in other times. Now we are very fear-based, physical, lower dense vibration here. And look at how we've grown with technology in the last 100 years. And the new technology is coming in. I do energy healings with people in my readings and my sessions and my classes. I teach that. So we are energy, and they understand this. We are energy, frequency, and vibration. They understand that we are incarnated earth angels. We are incarnated star beings. We are them. We always have been. And so there's a lot of information that, like, mainstream religion or church, so they know this, but they don't want you to know this. And certain parts of the government, that there's not one administration. It's certain parts of the government that wants to control it or make you afraid. And they have taken crashed alien ships or even deceased alien beings and tried to study them and kind of steal their technology rather than receiving it. Because if you have good intentions, they want to give us the technology. And we are, look, we have cell phones. I'm talking to you now on technology. And I actually have technology that does what I do. In other words, brings harmony, well-being, and changes the physical vibration of things. That is technology. So that's what I'm doing. I was trained, and now I'm doing that. It's not so that's kind of separate from this video. But what I do want to say is that they are here bringing us technology. And what are the different kinds? I'm not real schooled on all the different kinds of aliens. Some are nefarious, and many are here helping us. So, I mean, you could even technically say that an earth angel, an angel is an alien, because it's from another dimension or somewhere else. Or a guide is coming from, or even probably not a deceased loved one, because they were here in a physical body. But the Aryan energy here wants you to believe, this train of thought, these types of energies, that none of this exists, and, or that we should be afraid of it, or that they're enemies or something, when they're actually here supporting us. They also come in through, for me, they come in through birds, nature, animals. I had a blue jay when I was in the pool in the backyard today. I had a blue jay come and visit me. I heard the crows this morning. So I'm like, they want me to go on and say this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm getting ready here. They're just confirming, yes, we are in. So I'm from the old school, the shamanic school, where I get messages from nature and animals come around me, and it has a meaning for me. And you can too. There are several books, or you can look up spiritual meaning or say a prayer. What is the spirit? Why is this bird coming close? Why is this animal around me? So that's one way that they communicate with us and give us like a download to not be afraid. They are here supporting humanity, watching over us, many of the aliens. Not all, okay, so not all, but many of them are. And these aliens are not really working with the Pentagon or the people, the humans that want to steal the technology or somehow think that they need to be in a war or fight people, which is really a lower dense energy that I feel we are moving away from. So that's one reason that they're more visible in this time when the election happened, because there's also a lot of worry, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, about these military people, whoever they are, secret people, not wanting their information to get out in a way where they're not controlling the narrative. It's like, kind of like, come on, like we all already know, okay, so it's not really a secret anymore. But okay, so, and I do believe that, you know, and some people on the right are trying to say, you know, that Biden's not handling it, he needs to be shooting these down. And you know, a lot of them are people, and you know, drones as big as it. So we, in my last video, the first video, I talked to aliens, I talked about this, that we're developing, we're going to be having flying cars, we're going to be having technology that we couldn't have imagined before. I have technology that can change my well-being. I'm like, what? This is crazy. Because before I would sit and meditate and call in, and I still do that. The technology doesn't talk to your deceased relatives. It doesn't get a message from your spirit guides. It doesn't tell you about your life purpose, but it can send you a vibration to help you be more aware or more easily discover your life purpose. Okay. So that you can, it sends, because everything, every thought and feeling, your energy is vibrating in a frequency. And so that's what I do in my sessions. I look at people's energy and their frequency. Where is it flowing? Life is movement. That is creating harmony and balance and well-being. And where is it stuck? And so this is why a lot of teachers here are working with, like, please let go of your fear, let go of the past trauma, let go of, don't be stuck in all this stuff that are looking at the past and then creating that in the future by being fearful or dreading or doubtful. Instead, calling in your higher energy. Your higher energy, is my microphone working? Okay, it said the microphone. So yeah, technology. So calling in your higher energy to create well-being and health for you. Okay. So so communicating with through animals and natures, it doesn't have to be a big drone or something. I know many people. I had one gal years ago that came here that said when she was a child, they all heard this noise on her street in this town, wherever she lived, in Ohio or somewhere. I don't know where, I can't remember where it was. And she looked alien-like to me. People have a certain look when they look more alien-like. And so, and she had certain attributes that were not regular to me. And so I'll just explain. So what happened was, when she was a child, they all heard these flashing lights and this noise at night. And a lot of people went out in their front porch, and her mother went out on the front porch and saw like these flying saucers. And the next thing she remembers, it was the next day. And they were just like either sleeping in their beds or somewhere in the house, but she didn't know how she got there or what happened. She just remembered that she saw the flying saucers. So this happens a lot. Now that person, I'm usually talking to people about your diet, and usually human bodies do well with, you know, live, healthy, real food, not chemicals. But this person could only eat candy and cookies and cake, white flour. I'm like, what? And she couldn't eat anything else. She had like this, I believe, so once they connect with you like that, it's because you're more connected with this DNA of that type of alien that actually lands here in a spaceship and does that. Okay. So the other thing is that I read that book, We Are the Arturians, about a doctor who experienced little green men who came to communicate with her telepathically and told her all this information. And it's a doctor, she wrote the book, I think in the 80s, and it's called We Are the Arturians. And it's really a cool book. There were little green people, and Arturians are connected to the Christ and to the Mary Magdalena, Mother Mary, that type of energy. So aliens who I work with are angels. They're connected to planet Sirius. And so there's a lot of connection. So I'm more connected to the Pleiadians from Orion, which came here in the Babylonian, Sumerian times. Probably were here before that, but we don't have recorded history of that. and I don't want to really get into Atlantis and Lemuria here, but they've been here for a long time. And so these beings had negative and positive, some that loved humans and some that wanted to control or enslave humans. Okay. So those are the types. So I'm more connected with that and more on a nature connection for me. But I've seen different types of aliens. When I went and did a haunted house healing, I saw like a Ninja Turtle looking thing that was spinning around, and it thought it had something was attacking the lady in the house. So I went up to do a house healing. I don't do those anymore because of that incident, because there's some things that we need to respect or leave alone. And she wasn't respecting the Native Americans, who also were very clear and understood about the Kachinas or the Star People, and they honored them and worked with them. So it's how you take them, how you want to work with them. But anyway, this lady was hateful of the natives in that area. And I'm like, you got to make peace with them, because this guy, she'd been made ill, and her whole property she was cutting down all the trees, and they were upset. I mean, there was this hieroglyph on this rock up on the hill, on the mountain, that was that was the aliens, and the natives there had been working with the aliens for millennia. I don't know how long that they were there, but she was disrespectful, and so you don't want to do that. And when I went there, one of them dropped down in front of me like it was going to do a karate chop, and it was spinning, like looked like a mutant Ninja Turtle or something. I'm like, what the hell? So it frightened me, and I just reacted in a probably not the best way. So I took some energy and I threw it. I'm like, no, honey, you're not. And I don't think it liked that. And so I left there. I told her, you need to make peace with them, go to the local natives, make peace, and stop cutting down all their trees. And she didn't want to do that. So then I'm like, well, then what do you think I'm going to do? They followed me home, and I could see the spaceship outside my window here at this house for like 2 weeks, and it made me really sick. And I'm like, yeah, if you don't want to help yourself, I can't do that, So she continued to have issues for years till she moved from that area, which is my other, like, if you don't want to be in harmony with that place and the beings that have been there for thousands of years, you probably should leave. So anyway, so also when I was a child, we were doing a seance, and this spirit light, this gold light, flew down. I was walking out of a driveway. I was probably about 10 or 11, maybe 12. And this spirit light flew down and went past me and it made this swooshing noise. That was an ET. I'm like, I never told anybody, because I don't know. Until years later that happened. I mean, I didn't call up the news or something. So I'm like, okay. So from what I know about the negative beings is that, don't get into fear, because when you get into fear, the lower energies, the more reptilian type energies that would probably work with government agencies that are trying to steal technology and so on. So those would be more nefarious. They're more warlike. They are not loving towards humans. And they're not going to do anything to us because they've been here forever. They're already doing things to us, getting involved in our politics. And because of this change, I feel like it's not really them. I feel like it's the government, because this new regime coming in wants to change everything. Then they're more open to aliens. They feel like they'll be exposed. And so there's some kind of rigmarole about all that. And then, of course, anytime that one side can use something, truthfully or not, in this case, probably not, to scare or make other people think the other side is not protecting you and you should, something's going to happen. I mean, could they make something happen? Sure. Look at the things that the extreme parties and some forms of military have done, created wars. I'm not going to talk about the COVID thing that I know about that because I don't want my video to get taken down. So, that, all these things that have happened, that, the crash of '08, the financial crash. So I feel like that's more like billionaires who did that. And we know, so the more we connect, so let's get back to not getting into a fear about, because when you get into a lot of fear, I had one gal this week who's telling me, I'm afraid, I can't afford my sessions, I'm going to lose my money. And then of course she fell. You got to stop doing this and feeding into frequencies of fear. And one of the best ways to counteract fear or these nefarious energies or aliens that you don't want to be in contact with is to have fun, to be neutral, to be an amusement, because they cannot match that vibration. So if I'm not a vibrational match for lower energies. Oh, let me say, the other night when I talked to the aliens, they came in, I had all this energy around my head. I'm like, it's too intense for me. And my ear was ringing like at 3 a.m. for like 2 hours. I'm like, okay, but I get it. Thank you. But they were making a chirping noise. I heard this chirping, and these were the good aliens. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. And if it feels like when I'm talking to you that my thoughts and the way I communicate is kind of eclectic, I'm channeling beings, and that's the way it comes across. And so I hope that doesn't bother people, how the flow comes through. So I am kind of connected to different dimensions and energies, but I'm wanting to keep it calm and peaceful for you all. And I'm also going to be doing a healing the 21st on my channel live for the solstice. And we're going to be breathing and calming and clearing energy. So I'm probably going to do that live around, I think maybe more around 10:30 or 12, something like that. I have to look at my schedule. I'll post it on my community page if you're interested in healing. And so, yeah, I just wanted to check in with you, this energy. And, it's important for us to know that they're here, they've been here, and that a lot of what they are doing here is bringing us technology to assist us in living a cleaner way and living more peacefully, and help us to evolve and grow. And so I also want to say that a lot of my healings are not helping you, or my work is not meant to help you get through this. Or, everybody knows, like, drink more water, get more rest, eat the right foods. Okay, that we already know. What I want to help you connect in with is thriving, is being at peace, is more like what is unconscious and a deep inner knowing of truth and peace and how we are evolving through this time of change. Okay? So I'm sending you that kind of samadhi healing now. I am going to say breathe. That's a physical thing. Okay, breathe. But know that the light is here. And stay connected. The other thing that I do is I stay connected with the good aliens, the light beings, so they're talking about, yes, there's evidence, physical evidence they have been here, not just me talking about it. I mean, kind of like we all know this, but yeah, not being so afraid of it, and knowing that there are many beings here watching over us and assisting us as we evolve and grow. And if this new administration does in truth get in, and how we move through this. So stay connected to your spirit, to your energy, to your guides, and be an amusement. Be amused. We have to not take things so freaking serious, and then we get ungrounded and we have accidents, or we get an illness, or we, let's not call that in. Let's not call that in. Breathe, ground, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the 21st. Take care. Lots of love. And please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me. I'm working on getting up to 13,000. And and I try to read all the comments. If I've read your comment, it has a thumb up or a click. And even some people, when they criticize me, I even give them a thumb up, because, you've taken your time to write a comment. Whether you agree with me or not, or you have a criticism, that's okay. I usually don't get defensive because it's not an energy I want to be in. And I'm always open to, constructive criticism on how you are, receiving the energy or what you need. Okay. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.